everybody, welcome back to the show. Well, I have to say I'm a little bit nervous because our next guest did, well, his artist renditions of us.
Yes, and he asked for photos where we weren't smiling. I went through my whole photo library. I found 2 where I didn't have a stupid, cheesy grin on my face.
My grin's always like this, as I'm sure Jan is familiar with.
Yeah, Jan Salmon's joining us. We're calling him an emerging artist, which basically means that his stuff was breathtaking and really cool, and we wanted to talk about it on the show today. Joining
Hi,
us
Jan,
from
how are
Corona.
you?
Good. How are you guys doing?
Good. So tell us a little bit about your art and why you needed our photographs in order to do it.
Well, basically, it's just like I work from the premise of like just portraits of people. So I kind of do it in my own interpretation. It's kind of like a lot of it's like a lot brighter colors. So it's not exactly like realism per se, but like what I really like is just knowing a little bit about the people that I'm drawing, so that I can kind of just like have just an idea of what I'm doing. And like I loved your guys' stories. You guys had pretty elaborate like
you gotta have a backstory. Has portraiture always been something that attracted you, or is this a fairly new branch of work for you?
I think drawing people has always been what's been like really something that I've been fascinated by, just because people are so different. All of us are different, and I think as an artist, being able to like find that filter in your own way to like bring your version of that out is kind of interesting. Like if you take, for example, like a drawing art class, you have everybody in the class looking at a piece of fruit or whatever's in the middle. But if you go around that classroom and you see what all those artists are doing, that filter that each is putting it through is what I find the most fascinating.
Well, interpretation is
art,
so much of life, whether it's conversation, whether it's people, and you forget that visual can be interpreted as well, you know, the way you see things and the way you perceive them.
Okay, well, let's look at a photograph here, and then we're going to look at your rendition of the photo. Let's tell us about this one and the criteria that you actually have.
Good-looking fella.
He's a good-looking fella.
This is Ken.
Ken, and why do you need a non-smiling photo?
Well, I find that like with the whole process of doing like the rendering on the computer, it's kind of like once you get that pixelated look and you get right into the details of it, sometimes the smile doesn't translate the same, and it kind of takes away from the aesthetic.
So you're looking out for us.
Yeah, you're looking out for you, and I like the color, and I like the way that it like pops and stuff, and I don't want you focusing on people's gnarly teeth or whatever. So we're kind of trying to do it.
Or if they're too white,
you know what
or
I mean?
whatever it is.
Okay, let's
like
go,
conceptually, I guess.
Let's go to the your version of Ken here. There we go.
Okay.
Oh, cool.
Now Ken has this thing every week. He gets these lilies and he puts them on his counter, and so I put that into the artwork because it was something that was signature to me about like his personality. You know,
it says something about
he wants
him.
fresh flowers on his table. You know, he wants it sleek and modern all the time. So I just kind of added that in, and then the colors pop and like.
I love it because it's kind of half black and whitish, and then half just loud blasting color, which is awesome.
And you can still tell that it's him, but it's not like Norman Rockwell or
Is it too complicated a question to ask how this process unfolds for you? Because I mean, I think maybe we have to back up a little bit and talk about the digital aspect of this and working on the computer.
I think I'm learning more to like develop like you said, criteria, but more in the sense like keeping true to the aesthetic is the most important thing. Like for instance, like you can see that there's a lot of blotchiness. It's really like textured. It's got that quality, the block quality to it, the color contrasts that are there. I try to keep those things uniform to each picture, but I want to be able to like elaborate on each person because people are
let's
different.
go to the next one, which is you, I think.
Yeah, before I got my hair cut.
Is it weird doing you?
No.
No?
No, I'm a Leo. It's all about me.
It's all about you. I should have known that.
I enjoy it, is what it comes down to. I mean, obviously doing yourself is one thing. Can you well, I guess when you're doing a strict interpretation of yourself, right? Yeah. I mean, how honest are you trying to be when you're doing?
I don't know. Like,
I think you're pretty honest.
I think it's pretty honest.
And what about the background on this one? I mean, what does it say to you? I mean, we have the lilies with Ken. I mean, what is your background here?
I don't know. Like, the reason I picked the Wedgwood and the blues is because the day that I was born, is actually represented by that color. So it kind of was like personal to me in that tone.
Back
but then
to that
the
whole
red,
Leo thing.
Yeah, it's all about me, right? And then the red part was kind of like I'm Aboriginal, so I just thought that looked kind of tribal, but in a modern way. Like I don't look
and not a literal way.
Yeah, and not a literal way, but it's there too. And I'm constantly.
Okay, can we see ours? I want to see ours.
Yeah. Do you always get a backstory from people? I mean, when you're doing commissions and someone is asking you to do their portrait, whether it's digital or analog, Do you always get to know them a little bit?
I
or
want
talk
to. I try to. That's what makes it most fun for me because.
And that's why
and
mine's
you know
not
what's-
going to be Big Bird.
Like, exactly, exactly. What's so interesting is when you do it too, like almost like things just kind of intrinsically come up while you're focused on, even like looking at your guys' pictures, like I'm sitting there focusing on the art, the person that I'm doing, so you can't help but let your mind drift and think like, what is this person like?
Yeah.
Wonder why they chose this, or wonder why they chose that. Those things that your mind just like naturally goes to just kind of occur as you do it.
Okay, let's see him. Let's see him. Let's
Okay.
see him. Let's see
Well,
him.
What are we
gonna
looking at first?
We were
Oh,
going to
wait.
show the analog. These ones are paintings that I've done. It's like 16 by 20. But just to give you an idea of what like a painted picture is, on the website I have drawings, but this is a painting that I worked on. This is
Oh
one.
my
Very
gosh, it's
cool.
beautiful.
And this is called Red. So a lot of stuff that I do is like really focused on like, I don't know, culture. People say that I have like a pop culture feel to my
I
art.
can see that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like kind of modern, and that's why I really love Andy Warhol. Andy Warhol is like cutting
hero
edge
to
for
all
all
of
that.
us,
Like
yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
So
And
those
what is the
colors
other one
pop.
that you've got there?
This
It's a
one's
little bit
called,
glittery.
This one's kind of intense. This one was done with fabric paint, and it's called Euphoria, and it was based on a fashion piece with a girl just wearing kind of like a very vintage-looking top.
That's awesome.
And I just made it my own, and I
love
I
it.
changed it into something
Well-
pretty intense and made it glittery and wild. So
You know what's interesting?
and it's a kind of androgynous.
I'm finding
Yeah.
with all these is the smile is what people often associate with energy, right?
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
like he has a positive energy, he has
Yeah.
a beautiful
Yeah.
smile, but that energy comes through without the smile.
And there's so
stuff
many
that
other
you're
ways to do it, like through color,
Yeah.
like, and through just the lines and the way. Like this one is what I love the most, is because
And
the lines
texture too.
are
You've got a lot of
so-
texture
Yeah.
on both of them.
They're so out there. Like this is almost like Rumulinish.
I want
like,
that dude's cheekbones.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
He can draw
All
them
right.
in. Okay.
Yeah,
let's,
yeah, draw mine in.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's do the reveal here.
Okay, so here we go. You guys ready?
Yeah.
I have certificates of authenticity for both of you.
Excellent.
With your
This is
names on it.
exciting.
So this is for you.
Oh, thank you.
And this
Thank
is for
you.
you, Mike. And who's the first one up? Are you ready?
I don't know.
Who's first?
I feel like
This
we're
is
on
Mike.
top model.
Oh, nice.
Oh my god, that's so cool.
And you talked about being like on your thing. It said you were like kind of techie, so I didn't want to make it like look like super techie, but you can see the modern
Yeah.
kind of like
Yeah.
influence. And this is kind of cool when you see it in real life. What it translates. You see that still that rendering kind of
Yeah.
quality to it. It's digital, but it's still very
It's very ecky.
It's like
Wow,
you.
that's really.
That's really beautiful.
It's weird saying that something of you is cool, but that is very
Yeah,
cool.
I was so scared.
significantly cooler than
Yeah.
the real thing.
But you know, notice how like I have those like influences, those little color pops,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
the red. I just
And
love
I
that.
love
It's
the
my s-
geometrics over here.
Yeah.
Well, then it
Really
creates
cool.
that visual interest, right? I mean, your eye gets a few different things.
So
and
I'm gonna sign this one
thank you,
for you.
Fiona.
In real life.
Guess what you're getting for Christmas?
There you go.
And
Yeah.
Michael, you still
Do you
are
want
in
your
the
present
running.
now, or do you
Still
want?
in the running to be the next top model.
Well, thank you.
Okay, let's see me.
Just imagine myself as Tyra Banks when you said that 3 girls were banging. You know, it's just like so intense.
I'm
like, and
so
she's like-
there.
she's always like, okay, we'll just leave it alone. Okay, and this one is, are you ready? Fiona.
Oh my god, I love
With
it.
your big smile.
Look at the heart at the
Ah, I
top.
love it.
Gail's got heart.
And it's got the glam quality to it, because I loved some of the pictures I gave of you with like the glam shots.
You know what else it
It
has?
doesn't look like you. I was like, is this Fiona? Like,
I love it.
It has a real nice little 80s bit to it
Yeah.
as well. And
Like the
Fiona's
retro
musical
kind of?
influences are
Totally.
total 80.
that's right.
Well, thank you so
You're
much,
welcome. I'll
Jen.
sign
And
up for
you
you.
will do commission pieces for people, is
I
that right?
will. Like, it's really case to case, and it's like I just kind of like I said, I like to get to know what people kind of desire and what they want.
Yeah.
And if it's something I can't do, I'm not gonna put my name on it, and I'm not gonna waste their time.
Yeah.
I'll just explain to them
Put
like.
his name on
Can I see
ours.
yours
You
for a
know?
sec?
Isn't that nice? Oh, you're gonna make them kiss or something weird.
Oh, I wasn't gonna. Is that how long we've worked together? You can read my mind now?
Okay, you can go to Jan Sam Art to find out all the information about Jan's wonderful. And thank you so much
you
for doing
guys.
that, Jan. It's so nice.
fun.
And right after this, it's a top
Fiona, leave me alone.
day at work
I
for
love you, I love
Eckford.
you.
Because right after this, not that he needs any, we're gonna have a Scotch tasting right after the break.
Uh-oh.
Stay tuned.
Pants are coming off.